Have you ever wondered how someone's past could change him or her so drastically, sometimes for the better or the worse? This child had a rough past and grew up to be a powerful dictator. Today, for my presentation, I would like to inform you on one of the world's most notorious dictatorships of all time, Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was born in one of the largest towns in Upper Austria on April 20th, 1889. Adolf's father, Alois, was a civil servant that lived in Brennua, also in Austria. Adolf's father was never so much of a loving father. His father threatened him and constantly beat him. Every time Adolf had done something wrong, he would get a punishment suitable for no one. According to TheGuardian.com, Adolf's violent nature started from his father, Alois. It states, fearing that the father could no longer control himself in his unbridled rage, she, Adolf Smutler, decides to put an end to the beating. She goes up to the attic and tries to cover Adolf, who is lying on the floor, but she cannot deflect the father's final blow. Without a sound, she absorbs it. This later develops onto Adolf beating his sister in his teenage years. I believe that this is one of the main points in Adolf's life that has changed him into who he would grow up to be. Adolf's mother, Clara, was the only one who actually cared for him in his family. According to the Washington Post, Adolf's mother was the only one that genuinely loved him. His mother tried to save him from many beatings from his father. Clara stood by his side through everything and supported all of his dreams, even when he was rejected from Vienna's Academy of Fine Arts. His mother supported him through everything he needed. After the death of his mother, Adolf went on to follow his dream and become an artist. So he pieced together a living painting scenery and monuments and sold the images. He later got interested in politics. Adolf was deployed on October 1914 to Belgium. While he was in the war, he was shot twice in battle at the Somme in 1916 and was almost blinded by a gas attack in Ypres in 1918. After he recovered, he heard news of Germany's defeat in World War I. History.com states that Hitler came to believe that the country's devastating defeat could be attributed not to the Allies, but to the insufficiently patriotic traitors at home, a myth that would undermine the post-war Weimar Republic and set the stage for Hitler's rise. November 8, 1923. Members of the SA and others forced their way into a large crowd beer hall, where another right-wing leader was addressing the crowd. Hitler proclaimed the beginning of the National Revolution and led marchers to the center of Munich, where they got into a gun battle with the police. Adolf's fall leads in World War II, where he led the Nazi Party against the Allies. The Allies were consisted of Britain, France, and America. Adolf was trying to take over as much land as he could, trying to spread his dictatorship as far as he could across the globe. Hitler sided with Italy and Japan, and they created a pact, and this pact was called the Soviet Union. On September 1st, 1939, they sent Nazi troops to invade Poland, causing France and Britain to declare war. When the Soviet Union lost El Alamein and Stalingrad, as well as in America landing troops in North Africa, the tide of the war turned dramatically. Hitler started to become unwell and had to become isolated, while he was dependent on medications. After the Allies invaded Normandy in June 1944, Allies saved all civilians across Europe. Hitler married Eva Braun in Berlin bunker after he knew he lost. Hitler shot and killed himself after his wife Eva took poison. Their bodies were burned according to his wishes. This would show you the rise and the fall of Adolf Hitler. Thank you. Goodbye.